Today, we're going to go through the history of the proportions of the modern Royal Oak that I honestly, I consider to be the most important watch ever made, full stop.
It's really rare to have all of these models in our possession at the same time. Also, all stainless steel, white dials, but it's going to give a really good understanding of what the difference is between each reference.
At the end of this video, you will have a really good idea of which Royal Oak might be the right one for you, or the white one for you, as the case may be.
All of these watches are currently available on our website, oliversmithjeweler.com. Live inventory is updated every single day, so make sure to check it.
First things first, we are blessed to have a very, very rare watch here at Oliver Smith. We have a reference 5402, the 5402, or the original jumbo reference for the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. This watch represents a seismic shift in luxury in the world. Before this watch existed, stainless steel, sport, elegant watches simply weren't a thing. This watch changed everything, and it was even the first time the designer came out from the shadows and became his own rock star. It was Gerald Genta, as you all know. If you're watching this, you probably know who Gerald Genta is. But he was the first cat to kind of come out and go, no. I did this for Audemars Piguet, and I thought that was absolutely amazing.
And wasn't it? Didn't you say it was the same price as a Rolls Royce at the time?
So 1971, this debuts at Basel. Ironically, the whole point of the story was elevating stainless steel, but they didn't even have the tooling in their factory to properly do what they wanted to do to stainless steel. So the prototype was actually done in white gold. Yeah. It was around $3,500 in 1971. So was a Rolls Royce. Especially for stainless steel, it was such a bold move. Everybody thought they'd be dead in the water. Mm-hmm. Fast forward a little bit, another luminary in the industry, a little man named Jean-Claude Biver, was tasked with selling the world the Royal Oak. And it was the first time in my life I remember seeing an advertising campaign that had almost nothing to do with the product.
Yeah.
It was a print of a guy on a Chris Craft yacht with a bottle of champagne and a hot gal, and just down in the corner you saw the Royal Oak.
But you remember it.
And you were like, I need to be that guy. So that was the origins. 39 millimeter integrated bracelet, very, very industrial, very nautical at the time. Yeah. The original ones were gasketed, were waterproof to an extent, but not as much as we're used to now.
Jumping to the first modern day model, that's the 15300. It's a 39 millimeter, launched in 2005, ran till 2012. It has the caliber 3120, 60-hour power reserve, and the thickness is 9.4 millimeters.
So for me, the 15300 might be the perfect Royal Oak. Those of you who know me know I actually owned this watch for 8 years. I'm a huge fan of this watch. To me, this is what Genta would have done in 2005 if he came out of the box and did the Royal Oak. It is the in-house manufactured 3120 from Audemars Piguet, debuting that movement in this watch. Still 39 millimeters, the God size, if you will. I think it's the perfect size for this watch. Introducing the grand tapestry dial. So you went from this tight tapestry dial on the original into a little bolder statement, big AP up top, automatic down bottom, very balanced throughout, exhibition back, just everything you would want in a modern watch. And I really think it is the perfect Royal Oak, at least for this guy.
And I think it's worth noting the 39 millimeter is the perfect size because it does wear larger. The way they've integrated the lugs into the bracelet, I would say what it wears closer to a 42.
So if you're looking at any Genta design, but specifically the Royal Oak, add 2. Okay. 39 is going to wear like a 41, 41 is going to wear like a 43, and just keep that in the back of your head. They do punch way above their weight.
Then into 2012, into 2019, we saw the 15400 moving up in size, 41 millimeter, same movement though, the caliber 3120, and thickness 9.8 millimeters thick still.
This might be the most controversial in the collection. This was AP bringing it up to the modern size at the time. Big watches were very in. As a matter of fact, if I recall correctly, back then, offshores were outselling Royal Oaks.
Okay.
It's exactly the opposite now. But this was literally them just taking this movement and shoehorning it into a larger case. Right. And it's kind of funny because this watch gets kind of shunned for that. If you look at it, the date is a little bit further in than it should be because the movement's too small for the case kind of a thing. I love this watch. I like the quirky stuff. I like the underdogs. I like the watches that a lot of people don't like because it's exactly the same. It's also Ryan's favorite watch, so it's kind of funny. We always thought, like, if we hit the lottery, there'll be signs. I'll have this, he'll have that. Okay. But they still kept automatic down bottom. It's still very balanced. They took the big AP, brought it down a little bit, made it a little smaller. I love the watch. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And the 3120 is still a really, really good movement regardless of what case you put it in.
And how does this price compare currently on the pre-owned market?
If you are looking for a bargain, this might be it. Yeah, and bargains with Royal Oaks. Yeah, exactly. These are all expensive. These are all sought after. But whenever I see somebody with a 15400, I'm always like, good job, man.
Next up, the 15500. This was a big deal when it came out in 2019, ran until about 2022. 41 millimeter, new updated movement, the 4302, and the case got thicker, 10.4 millimeters thick.
This was them maybe correcting the conversation about the 15400. Brand new movement, kind of made for this watch, debuted in this watch, like they debuted it in the 15300. Everything's the right size. The movement completely fills the back. The date's back where it's supposed to be. Now, ironically, this is actually my least favorite.
Okay.
They did some changes that it just hurt my eye. I thought it was a little jarring. On this particular watch, you've lost the big AP up top, like on the 15400, kind of brought it down. They also got rid of the word automatic down bottom. For me, there's just this gaping maw of negative space down bottom. Yeah.
In the automatic.
And it just really bothered me.
Space is not a bad thing.
The watch itself is fantastic in every other way. This is just me being nitpicky and trying to save myself some money so I don't buy everything on the planet.
And a touch on the new movement, the 4302, like you said, made for the case, a little bit thicker, 70-hour power reserve.
Yep.
Also made a thicker bracelet. Overall, I think Royal Oak has one of the best bracelets in the watch world. I wear mine often. I am not very careful with my watches. It has all sorts of scratches, and I never noticed them.
No, it's something about the way it's flat planed and it's a single grain throughout. Like when I'm buying a Royal Oak from somebody, I'll look at that grain, and if I see anything off parallel, I know somebody's been into it, somebody refinished it, and it wasn't AP because it's perfect on an AP. Only word of caution I will give you that I didn't realize until I owned it.
Okay.
On paper, it is a satin stainless steel watch, or brushed stainless steel watch, if you will. In reality, it is a disco ball. These flat planes throw light around the room and it garners attention. So if you're a shy person, this might not be the right watch for you. I found my first month, like kind of pulling my sleeve down, I was very self-conscious about it, and then, it becomes your watch.
All right, then in 2022, up till today, we saw the 15510. I don't know why they came up with this number. Maybe George can explain to us. Same caliber, the 4302, 10.4 millimeters thick.
Well, yes. So same thickness. What I think the 15510 represents is a massaging of the 15500. Like the hearing about maybe the things we didn't like about the 15400, they listened to things like maybe we didn't like about the 15500, and they fixed everything in the 15510.
So what changed?
A couple things were key. For me, the thinner bracelet. I thought that was really important, especially for it slipping under a sleeve. I mean, it was getting a little chunky, but it's such a simple thing. They kept it pretty much the same. They removed the AP logo entirely, just as Audemars Piguet up top. They made all of the markers a little longer. Okay. Just encroaching in on that negative space.
We care about.
Yeah. They also changed the dial a bit, where all of these are a white dial that can go silver. This one is definitively more of a silver dial that goes white. So they just kind of changed just a little bit, just tweaked it enough for it to come into my fold and absolutely love it. For the 41s, this is going to be the most expensive one, and then this also encompasses the 50th anniversary. Their 50th anniversary is basically the same watch, but you will have a rotor that says 50th anniversary on it. But that little rotor comes at a cost, man.
It was only 1 year.
It was only 1 year. They're held in really high esteem. So these are some of the most expensive of the 41 you can get without getting any complications or noble metals or anything like that.
All these watches, APs, Royal Oaks, all available at oliversmithjeweler.com. You can also visit our stores to see them in person. We are in Scottsdale, Arizona, and Aspen, Colorado.
And I am here with these watches to go through the conversation with you. Do me a favor, comment down below. Which one's your favorite? Store's on fire. Which one are you running out the door with? Let me know.